Hello and welcome to the Living World of Darkness Changeling, the Dreaming 20th Anniversary Edition venue. Today's scene takes place at the mouth of the Freehold of the Free Hair, otherwise known as Paul. And waiting at the mouth of this obviously haunted monster is Misha, waiting loyally for two of her Oathmates and Motley members.
Yeah, she's chilling at the mouth of Paul, kind of running a finger down one of the teeth and then wishing she hadn't because it's really dirty and gross.
Ew.
And then she steps away from the mouth and is going to just kind of walk back and forth, waiting for her people.
She's gonna turn up. She's like, she probably just sees, turns up just to see Misha take her hand off the teeth. She looks at her. Yeah, you can lick it now.
Piss off. That's literally all she says. As she wipes it on the inside of the waistband of her pants, so it's not on the outside, and sticks her hand in her pocket. You should see this place. It looks different.
I want to see it. But let's wait.
Fight me to get in before he gets here.
Why would I fight you? I mean, I'll do it if you want, but why?
I don't know, because you want to get in and I'm not letting you.
But you just said that I should see it. Wait, you're going to tell me I should really see this place and not let me in?
Right now, until he gets here.
I mean, I was going to wait for him.
Well, then there you go. And she'll continue pacing as she waits for him.
Well, speak of the devil, and you'll hear a tink from on top of Paul's mustache as a crow is just standing there looking at you too.
Misha just stares at him a second and throws a jacket up.
Yeah, the crow will kind of fly into it and then just drop like a stone to the ground, but then there's Hall wiggling out from it.
She'll hold out her hand for her jacket.
I'll toss it over.
She puts it on and then curtsies.
Almost seems practiced.
That's because we've done this in another scene. So it is practiced, you see. And she just looks at the two of them. And she'll be like, all right, well, you guys ready to see what's happened in there?
As ready as I'll ever be. How about you? As she looks at Hall.
Oh, well, actually, I have a appointment at a Chinese restaurant down the street.
Will you bring me back some sweet and sour chicken? I'm hungry.
Oh, and here I was going to say, thinking you were going to order the calamari. Well,
I mean, that's good too, but I mean, you're not going to be doing it anyway, so I might as well ask for something random.
Fair. But if I was to get sweet and sour chicken, it would look a lot more, well, less weird than me carrying Peking duck, which was my original intention. So,
Peking duck.
Says the hungry one, as she rolls her eyes and walks directly into the mouth of Paul.
The ground floor still looks pretty similar. Little things are slowly starting to manifest. The air doesn't feel as dusty. The beams seem less rusty. It was not meant to rhyme, but whatevs.
But since you had the time.
Oh, regret is surely mine.
Dusty
Oh,
Run.
please, not another line.
Thank you, St. Thine.
Let's continue if that's fine. So the first
This is the worst.
So yes, a little more open, a little sturdier, but generally still this on your screen.
So first, let's step across the Rhine, says Misha.
Well, it still is covered in grime.
God damn it!
Hey, I kicked out the mime.
Your name is the fourth.
All we need is a sign.
And suddenly Paul collapses, killing the three of them.
Hey, I own you, bitch. I don't know if we can do this scene now.
Now I feel like now I feel like swine.
From the behind the fourth wall, you hear a voice that says, "Motherfuckers, keep moving." Like the voice of God, it is angry.
So at the fork, which we should take a tine. All right, I'm gonna try to get myself under control now.
That'd be great.
This is bad because usually Nelson's all about the puns, but apparently rhymes aren't his thing.
I'm putting rhymes unless my
Apparently he's got standards. Yeah, she's gonna cut through there. And she's not really gonna say anything about the various changes because they can see what's there. If they have questions, they'll ask. She's gonna pretty much head straight up the steps and towards the balefire.
In the room,
with the record, my eyes are tearing up still. Just from all the laughing.
No. Oh, well, the rhyming was pretty sublime.
No. It was awful and it needs to stop.
Yes, because the ST might pop.
Purple. Purple, orange, purple, orange, purple, orange. Rhyme that!
Purple schmurple.
Doesn't count.
Does too.
All right. The balefire vomits up everyone's dross. Have a nice day. Anyway, the second floor on which the balefire is located has changed dramatically. Due to William and Misha's efforts, it now displays characteristics representing those who've claimed this freehold. The air has a sort of salty smell and it's warm, but not humid. Think early summer. You can kind of faintly hear the gentle crashing of waves in the distance. And the lighting feels like sunshine, but not that sort of sunshine coming through cracks in the ceiling that were there before but have now closed up, at least chimerically. But just that nice glow. There are also on the walls are these beautiful wood carvings with different sword fighting techniques illustrated on each one, and beams and crown molding are very sturdy and almost a slate blue.
Yeah, Misha just sort of pauses in the middle of all of this, just a few feet away from the balefire, but she just pauses and will turn around to look at them.
Well, this is freaking cool.
Oh, I thought it was painfully mundane.
Don't insult William like that. William and I figured out how to do it. That's why I'm stating the obvious.
Well, obviously
No.
not.
How? How do we do it? Let's see. Let's say me and Paul and I want to do it. How do we do it?
What you paying me? I mean,
William
William and I, did all the work. What you paying me?
What do you want?
Hey, I'm the one who's got the goods. You're the one who needs to figure out how to pay me.
Lap dance? She'll shrug.
Have I ever showed an interest in lap dances before?
I bet you would if it was a lap dance from Paul. She'll look at Paul.
Well, then he can offer a lap dance and try to find out. No offense. I mean, you're pretty and all, but you're not my type. She's saying that to Shea, by the way, not to Hall.
Hall, you're pretty, but not my type. Time you know.
Call me. She's just waiting to see what they're going to say, because you know what? I might as well have my fun with this.
After all, they didn't have to see the book of dirty Freehold limericks.
This is true. I have paid a price. I deserve this.
So what did you pay?
Again, I'm not going to make it that easy.
A half-used slap trap.
Use condom.
Ew.
What?
the Freehold actually speaks at that moment. She just looks at Hall. She's like, well, I mean, it's not like they're hard to find.
The awkward silence.
Yeah, not like Hall fish mouthing a little bit. Just like,
Waves crash gently. Perhaps a seagull can be heard.
Tumbleweed.
I'm not gonna take my chances and jump straight into the balefire. Excuse me.
I didn't say it was yours.
Sweet.
That's what she says to him. Say it was yours. It's not that creepy.
Wait, would that make it better?
Yes.
The hall
Yes, it
is starting to walk towards the balefire.
It was somebody else's used condom.
It was probably Williams.
Ah!
Oh God!
You guys, the scene has gone rapidly downhill right from the beginning.
Started in the gutter, and you've done nothing but dig.
Where did we find the mining equipment?
Yeah, Misha at that point will.
Fingernails are dirty.
Misha will at this point actually will bolt after him and kind of like wrap her arms around him so that he can't walk into the fire. Hashtag strength test.
He wasn't actually going to do it, just contemplate it very seriously.
But as she does this, when she gets close enough, she'll just be like, "You have to feed it dross," like whisper in his ear. And if Shay wants to catch what she said to him, she is whispering. So I will, obviously ST will decide the difficulty, but she is whispering.
Difficulty
Feed
8.
it. Yeah. She'll be. Yeah, you have to feed it dross or glamour. She would say dross or glamour.
How much dross were we supposed to gain from? Wait, I'll look if I know we're supposed to gain. She was supposed to gain dross from being a waitress at the event, but never. I don't remember how much it was. Was it ever said?
Are you gonna roll your dice?
Wait.
That's what we're asking you.
Yep. Then.
Okay, let me open up the scene real quick. Let me open the scene.
Can you imagine that glamour-filled used condom?
Gross.
Where do you think Chimera come from?
Oh, this is how Nervosa are born, just so you know.
There's an 8 in there, so there's probably 1 success.
Do I need to roll something against it? Maybe, I don't know, something with stealth involved? Manipulation stealth?
Persuasion stealth.
Persuasion. Who has persuasion?
I don't know. I don't even think that's a thing. I'm just saying random words. Go for it. Roll your manipulation stealth or your charisma stealth. I don't. Wits stealth.
I'm just gonna say all of those are the same exact points. So
dexterity stealth it is. Go.
Ooh, dex stealth. That one I get an extra point for. Do you want me to do dex? Seriously?
No. For whispering? What would that even be?
Because
what would she be doing that's dexterous with her lips?
Do you want to know? Because we can come up with something.
I would rather die.
Well, if it helps, I with my 6 dice, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Okay. Versus Shay's. Yeah.
But Hall did hear though.
Yeah.
But she still has her arms like wrapped. She pretty much, kind of one of those bear hug from behind things.
Okay. So not feeding it glamour. How do we do that? Stick our hand in there. For our shoe. Left shoe. Right shoe.
And she'll
Maybe
just
our socks.
at a normal voice, she'll just be like, I don't know, I did dross. All I know is what the book said. The book said that worked too. So you have to figure that out.
As far as changelings like infusing glamour into things, it's usually just like their own version of doing so. Like, and I pour it forth, or I do that little weird hand wavy thing.
You focus really hard on your hand and it shows up in a ball of fire.
Kapew! So
She's just watching.
You caught like half the conversation. No, actually, how did William do it? Because he did give a bunch of his own glamour.
he simply said, "I put my glamour into it." I think. So yeah, it's never actually described as like a gesture or anything. It's just like changelings can infuse things with glamour. Like, cool. Do I just like mix it into a muffin recipe? What do you mean?
I mean, that's kind of what you did in second edition.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was actually going to turn to Misha and just as he kind of scratches his head, looks like he's got an idea and just, do you mind if I not borrow? Do you not mind if I borrow your knife for 2 seconds?
I'm going to assume chimerical.
Either or.
Right, that's a brilliant plan. She will let him go at that point because she was just being a pain anyway, and will offer him her chimerical knife.
Yeah, which point he'll kind of take it, flip it over in his hand a little bit, reach up into his hair, and with obviously some pain, pull out a large feather, or as large as crow feathers get, and he'll take the knife, cut his palm, and run the feather through the blood, and walk over and place it into the balefire.
Okay, so we'll take that as a single point of glamour. And as you throw it into the balefire, the fire like seems to be assessing it for a moment. It doesn't immediately start to burn, but this colorful fire, which by the way has changed from that sickly green, almost faded out flame that it's been, into something that like oscillates between the colors of the rainbow. And finally it'll start to slowly burn at the edges of this feather. And as it does, along like in the darker corners of the room, like branches will start to spiral out with dark green, almost black leaves branching out from the various twigs. Some of these branches look like they would be great to perch on. Some of them, to the keen observer or somebody familiar with good perching spaces, would know that immediately putting your weight on it would drop you to the floor.
I feel that there's one person in this room that applies to, and it is not me.
Maybe it could be. Metamorphosis is the thing.
I'm just going to say that Misha's pretty much going to look at it and go, yeah, I'm going to go over there and plop my seal ass on one of those branches.
But yes, shadowy branches. Some are solid, some are tricky.
I love it.
From yes, the one piece of glamour. So,
and she'll look at both of them and just be like, I gave about 10 dross. All of the dross I got for, that stupid she gave me for saving their stupid asses from a bomb. I don't know how much you need to give to stake a claim, but I'd suggest giving what you can. If you have dross, if you have glamour, but that's how you do it.
She will not. She'll take a flask, which is now empty. She'll concentrate on, as if remembering something. And when she does, she cries and she takes a few tears from into the flask, like she drops the tears into the flask. Cuts her hand, bites into her hand a little bit, gets blood, and throws that in there. And as well as, and she'll, it was never stated, was it ever stated how much gross, she'll get, the gross she gained from being a waitress at the big thing at the big event there, where there was all the people, and where she would, well, she'll throw that in there, all of the gross she has, which isn't that much, but still a little bit.
Okay. As this glamour-infused item and dross are put into the balefire, the flame will turn dark red as it considers the offering. And some of the flame even seems to take a almost black appearance, where instead of light, it's like this shadowy flame shape dancing with the red before it before it begins to consume the dross. And from this offering from a red cap, the room seems to grow in height, filling it with this sort of hungry space. It's occasionally cutting the ocean breeze is almost a chilly wind, evocative of the winter that red caps are associated with. And because it's Shea, there are these like nicer elements, but because of something, there seems to be almost a thorny pattern infusing itself to these elements. And so what would be like a butterfly is instead having a hard time taking flight because it has these spines sort of wrestling with it.
I just made it a tiny bit creepier. As you look at it.
Yeah, I liked my wind a lot better than your wind.
The balefire is also flickering, like it has a lot more red element to it right now. A certain like intensity to it. It's not red in Grey World fire is dying out, but this is more of an angry red when it appears in the oscillating colors. The three of you can go ahead and roll me a perception, Kenning.
Oh,
Right.
give me a
Ooh,
minute
hey.
while I look and see what I've got.
4 dice. Okay. It's something.
Nope.
And Kenny, I think, left.
It's not much of something, but it's something.
I knew more about Maxine's dad than I know about this Freehold.
I got 3.
All right. Shea and Hall can kind of feel the almost emotion coming from the balefire itself, and it seems angry at something.
Hall's head is going to tilt quizzically. I think it absolutely adores us.
Especially me, I think. But yeah.
What do you mean?
I don't think the living embodiment of the dreaming isn't angry with us for some form or fashion.
Why?
Hall just slowly shrugs.
Please tell me.
I mean, probably it has to do with the stupid thing I did when I punched into. Yeah. To look down.
What?
Ah. Yeah. You got to make it up to this freehold.
How do I pick it up?
It sounds like you might need to figure that out.
I wouldn't try putting my offending hand into the fire. Kidding.
Honestly, it's not a bad idea though. Maybe it wants to punch back like it did before.
She'll put her hand in the right hand because she's right in the fire.
Whichever hand it was that did it.
Yep.
The fire seems to split away from Shea's hand as though it doesn't want to be touched.
Okay, maybe pull it back.
Yeah. Maybe that. She'll put it back.
Would a Grammaire roll potentially help us here?
Yeah. Roll Grey Mare.
Intelligence.
Intelligence, I'm assuming.
Yes.
That's one more dice.
I got three. Two of them are tens.
I got one.
Okay. Let's see.
That balanced out my other really bad roll.
I got 2.
Okay. Something it's reacting to like the magic currently working on Shea. Shea.
Oh.
This has to do with something broken.
I got one more success than her.
Yes. So she knows what it is. You know, it is specifically responding to it's having a very negative response to her magic itself.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, like since you don't have contract magic, I feel like yeah, and Hall, let's see, you got one success?
One success.
One success, yeah. It has to do with Shea.
Yeah, Misha's gonna sort of turn to her and just be like, apparently I think it has something to do with some kind of magic on you.
Yeah, got a few. I think it's. I'll fix it. I'll see what I can do.
Her eyes narrow at this. Why are you being sketchy? Like, that's my job and like Hall's job, not your job.
There's something else. I can't exactly tell you. I think it will just piss it off more.
Roll me perception, kenning, Shea. Or Grey Mare, sorry. Roll me a Grey Mare roll again.
Intelligence or perception?
Intelligence, Grey Mare. Go for that.
3
Okay.
successes.
It's already broken. Not going to get any more broken.
Okay. I made a deal with Charles and with Charles and Alice that I wouldn't talk about. Part of it was when I said that Charles wanted me to forgive, wanted me to apologize to him in front of you guys. He didn't want to talk to me about that and about The other thing I'd rather say with and she'll think. Oh, sorry. One thing. I'd rather say with William here, but it's because I told you guys about that.
Okay. So a deal. If Charles was involved, that usually involves very specific magic.
What exactly kind of deal did you agree to, Shea?
I agree that I wouldn't talk about that, and I agree that I wouldn't talk about that and about, well, Charles is going to help us get this as our own completely, as in the nobles have to accept it as our own, and
Oh,
Charles is going.
we're working on that already, and I already talked to him, and he already agreed to that. I said so. I told you guys that.
He's going to get he's going to get a reward for it.
A reward. Why would he get a reward for... Are you giving him a reward?
I'm not giving him anything. He doesn't have anything to do with it. I was just there and it was discussed while I was there, and I wasn't supposed to talk about it. But I'm not giving him anything myself. He's going to get a title for it.
Oh, who cares if he gets a title? Titles don't mean a damn thing.
I mean, I didn't want to say. I mean, I think I didn't want to talk about him getting a title because I don't think Alice wanted to say it herself, at least to William. And I think what I did talk about was I don't think Alice cares about much. I think that was just thrown in there by Charles to piss me off. As a gesture to be a dick.
He is a dick. That's why you should never make a deal with him unless it's absolutely necessary. What did you get out of this?
I was just there, and I mean, we're getting help from William, and who knows what if I would have said no, asshole probably would have refused to help.
He had already agreed to it. Remember? The man keeps his word.
What exactly did you agree to?
What I just said. I wasn't supposed to talk about it. That's all I agreed to.
So basically, you made a deal. No, hold on. You made a deal to not talk about something, and this all includes that he's going to help us with this whole situation. But I had already made this deal, so you made a deal for a deal that we had already made, and contracted yourself, and all you had to do was not talk about it.
See, was that scene before or after the deal with? No, I think it was after too.
Misha's scene was. Misha talked to him about that before we went to Bielbeck.
Yeah, and the brunch scene was after Bielbeck, the day after.
Yeah, it was for sure. And my scene was before Bielbeck because Misha went there to talk to him about that and about something else.
Alice didn't want me to talk about. Alice didn't want me to talk about about it and about him getting a title for it, especially to William. That's why I signed it.
Oh,
Signed it for her.
well, she's kind of abandoned us anyways, from what I can see, so you might as well have just left and just let them have their damn talk. Just because someone wants a deal doesn't mean you have to give it to them.
Shall not.
I don't know what to do with this. I feel like you went behind my back for a deal that I had already made.
Was it?
I need to think about this. Go ahead and say it. It's fine. Go ahead and see what you have on the side there because it should be in the scene.
Yeah, no. Basically, while they're talking, Hall is obviously thinking about something, but will absentmindedly pluck 2 more feathers and cut himself again to smear them with blood and toss them into the balefire.
The balefire stops with the glowing red with the new offering and instead begins once again to respond to the newest source of glamour. So the oscillating colors will return. The red returns to the same hue, like the same intensity as the other colors burning within it. And so it heals the balefire a bit. And the branches thicken, more leaves appear, flowers that don't exist in the gray world, but do exist in the dreaming.
That's cool as hell, though.
Yes. Roll. Let's see. All perception, medicine.
Medicine. Okay, I don't have that, but perception I have.
Whatever it. Wait, you can sense poison, right?
Yep. I have the poison skill and poison resistance, so
Great. So poison then.
gotcha.
Roll your poison.
Good.
Can I bring my mage herbalism person in? I feel like that would be appropriate.
I got 2.
Terrible idea. Okay. These flowers are chimerically toxic if consumed.
Yes.
So, since it is the manifestation and gift from Hall, the poison crow.
Oh my god. Yeah, Mace's just gonna kind of, because she had kind of paused in talking anyways, because she doesn't know what to do with this information right now. And so she just kind of very quietly watches what's happening.
Hall will take the knife and wipe it off on his pant leg and then flip it blade towards him and then hand it back to Misha.
She'll take it. And look at his poor pair of pants.
They've been through worse.
They're crow pants, of course they have.
The idea of not seeing little crows wearing pants. Like they're squawking at me in my head.
You looking at my pants?
Pants and a tiny little hat.
I have something for that.
I can make tiny top hats. Just so you guys know, I can crochet tiny top hats. I have the skill. Okay. And Misha just, well, she's admiring these things. She has no idea. They're just flowers. They're branches. You're missing the pants. You're missing the pants.
Took the pants off.
Paul's dance of joy as he realizes poison is now growing. Woo!
Oh shit.
And she's kind of looking at him like, okay, you're not getting laid later.
Of course not. He's probably going to eat a poison flower, see what happens.
That is one way to find out what happens.
That's why he has poison resistance.
Your body resists the poison. Aw.
Oh.
Good God. And yeah. So it looks like pretty much like based on the way this place reacted to Misha and William at first, it looks like the other two have been basically fully accepted at this point.
Yes.
Okay. And she's going to kind of take a deep breath and just kind of she's basically pacing at this point because she's just not really.
Oh no, not the pacing.
The other pacing didn't hurt you at all, thank you. Only one time did it hurt. Once. I'm just kidding. And she's specifically not looking at Shay at this point. It's that where you're clearly avoiding looking at someone.
Yeah.
That's a thing at the moment. And she's gonna look at those. She'll look at all, but the question is really directed at both. I'm not sure if you can tell or not, but it is directed at both. And she'll be like, did either of you want to give anything else?
Absolutely not, but I don't have anything more to give that wouldn't exhaust certain reserves.
I'll give it more when I have more.
She nods. As will we all. I've kept a bit more than normal, but that's because I don't know. I mean, there aren't exactly a lot of people who can do what I can do, so at least among the commoners. So I thought keeping us alive might be important. You never know.
Absolutely not. I mean, we never run into death flirting situations at all. We're the most careful people out there.
Haven't had to heal you yet.
That may not come in time.
And she's just sort of going to shrug and turn to face the balefire again. And with a very strange look on her face, you can sort of see she's fumbling with something in her pocket. And she'll finally pull something out and kind of hold it in front of her. It looks like sort of a very flat moonstone. Like a very flat piece of moonstone. And she's just kind of staring at it. Then looks at the balefire that stares at this little bit of moonstone. You guys can tell it's Dross. I mean, I don't think that's a secret. And then she's going to move within probably a foot or two of the balefire. Clutching onto this piece, and she's going to, weirdly enough, address the balefire.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to, yeah, she'll just be like, I don't know how sentient you are, or if you hear me, or if you can feel emotions. I don't know how this works. But, and I realize maybe you can't do this, but I'm going to ask anyway. This little bit of glamour here, it belonged to my best friend. You might remember her. She was the loud and kind of obnoxious puka that came through with us when we first came in here. And she supported a place like this. I know she would have wanted me to give this, or I think she would have wanted to give this to you. Because she would have supported me. She would have supported the idea of the Commodores taking care of themselves. But she's gone now. So my weird request is that if there could be a little bit of her, that was here. Some hint of her, if this could represent her and not me. That would be nice. And she's going to reach into her pocket and pull out another piece of dross. And this one, and I just made it up, I hope it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of in the shape of like a copper sea wave.
Mm.
Seems appropriate.
Yes.
And she will kind of gently set them like on the edge of the little ledge that the fire's on and just push them forward.
And the fire will slowly crawl towards these two pieces of dross. And slowly the copper sea wave sort of melts towards the moonstone. And it slowly sort of begins to like bubble into a mist. And the moonstone burns as well. Very, very faintly. And the voice sounds like a memory instead of an audible voice. You hear the hair runs into the fire. The hair runs into the fire. The fire takes her. She is not burned. The fire, it loves her. She is not burned. The hair runs into the fire. The fire, it loves her. She is free. And as the word free is said, a hair, a coppery hair, chimerical and swirling with the colors of moonstone and the wave swirling within it will hop out of the fire, sort of twitch its ears a bit, and sort of do that sort of like hopping walk around Misha with a head tilt. And eventually, like, it'll make the full circle, and before sitting in front of her and peering up to look at her.
Misha will meet this little things that, well, hairs are pretty big, but she will meet it small compared to her.
Yes.
She will meet its eyes. And then she'll sort of slowly kneel in front of it. Kind of holding a hand out, like you would with a cat, to let them sniff you.
And the
She's
hair
not really
will
sure how to handle a hair, so.
From the few times you've seen somebody try and pick up Maxine, I bet you can guess.
Well, Maxine never really got away from those hugs.
Not for lack of effort. But it'll like bump her fingers with its nose and blink eyes that the color of moonstone at her.
Yeah, and she'll kind of touch the top of its little head and, try to run fingers down the fur if it allows her,
It will. It's in front of its creator.
And if you guys are paying attention, as we all know, Misha's been very snarky lately, ever since Maxine's death, but this is the first hint of like even a little bit of a smile. And she's going to sit down like kind of cross-legged in front of it and kind of, again, she's not sure how intelligent this thing is, if it's going to know what to do, but she's going to like sort of pat her leg and just to see if it knows like kind of a you can come up here kind of thing, like into her lap.
It'll probably have about basic animal intelligence until like further like XP and stuff are invested in it. But yeah, it'll arrive and sort of like lay its head down on Misha's lap and just rest.
And she'll just continue to kind of run her fingers through the fur. Look up to the other two. Didn't expect that.
Sure, we all did.
I found it, and I thought she probably would have done this anyway.
Oh, we'll go around the room and make sure there's no flowers at bunny level.
Probably for the best. Well, this thing is not Maxine. The creator of that glamour did not have the best sense of self-preservation.
I mean, the first time I heard she wanted to go into Central Park.
Not the best sense of self-preservation, ladies and gentlemen. Now you're ST though. So.
And yeah, I mean, she's just gonna sit there and just let this hair just kind of chill in her lap as long as it wants to.
It's a chill hair. It'll be fine. I don't know what else to say for it. Like it's in the Freehold that has already been renamed like the Freehold of the free hair. So it's like
that's why she wasn't like, here, let me pick you up, because she wanted to let this be the hair's choice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it would respond better. It'll be less general terror, fear running in the Freehold than if you say take it out into the world. Probably a lot more like lots of nope out here.
Well, I mean, I kind of imagine her sitting there sort of murmuring, like a bunch of weird little nothings at it.
Mm-hmm.
And it certainly would catch that Paul's trying to fix flower situation.
Pocketing the ones that aren't or pocketing the ones that are rabbit level.
This is going to be an everyday occurrence, isn't it? You're just going to go around every day to pick all the flowers.
Rabbit is not going to poison itself. Rabbit is not going to poison itself. Crap.
I am not going to be responsible for this.
Nope.
As Misha's sitting there going, you kill the rabbit, I kill you, and Oath is broken. See you guys.
Oh, Lord.
Screw you guys. Me and my bunny are leaving, except he's dead, so never mind. And yes, I realize that's not really a bunny. I was just saying it that way. Yeah, so I don't know if anyone else wanted to do anything.
Oh, it's good with me. I mean, Hall's going to take a nap in front of the balefire tonight, but...
But it's still balefire to nap in front of now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be a couch there just for that purpose.
But we have such good branches.
You can sleep wherever you want. You just have to make sure there's actually a branch close enough to be in front of the balefire. Branches don't work for me, sorry.
Yet.
Yeah.
As the seal shrinks and grows wings.
Terrifying. All right.
But better than the used condom.
And on that lovely note.
Not again.
I thought we were done with
for stopping.
stopping with the condom.
Please.
And thank you, watchers, for watching. I apologize so profusely. I will see you next time.